We're asked constantly by our applicants, why an accelerator program? And what we believe is that having a structured approach to helping your company when you're at an inflection point is really important. Instead of just following every bit of advice that you get and what we call the shiny object syndrome, which is that there are 5 different advisors that you meet with over time, and they take you in 5 different slightly directions. Whereas in a structured approach like an accelerator program, you're meeting with those advisors, they understand the history, they understand where you are, and it's a joint process, it's a guided process, and it's a journey through a roadmap.
You're probably going to do some of the things that you like to do or you're good at, and you get caught down a rabbit hole with the things that you're not so good at. And with the structured approach, you have to do everything in the whole term of the accelerator. You can't hide from it. So whatever your strengths or weaknesses are, and it's a good thing. I mean, if you come to the accelerator and you're not good in a particular aspect, you're going to have tons of mentors and resources thrown at you, which is great.
The other thing that I hope everyone takes away is that lean startup methodology, we really focus on that, and this is a safe lab to keep doing that. Throw it out there, see if something works, try it again, that lean methodology. And that's hard to do in a vacuum by yourself.
Right. Yes.
So I think our company's really benefited from following that and testing those out and then retesting.
And the one thing that really struck me with the refinery, the program that just happened, and other other accelerators that I've been part of, is to have access to so many seasoned, experienced mentors in one room, either on a given day or over the course of a period of time. So for example, I was a mentor to one company, and I found that I mentored 3 other companies that I never would have spoken to. I never would have met them. So as a company, to have access to, I think there were on average 70 mentors, really experienced professionals through the program, to have access to that many people in a very short period of time, in a concentrated, focused time, to me is invaluable.
It's rough. It's rough starting your own company, and you need that sort of peer support of people who are going through the same thing. Plus, I think women are natural collaborators. Even though we do like to, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, I still think it's good to do some of the stuff together. So I think collaboration is really something that's important with an accelerator.
We've been making lately with a lot of the companies that are applying that although we would love to have all of the companies headquartered here in Connecticut and building their company in Connecticut, we also know that we're part of a bigger world out there. And so building the linkages with Boston, New York, and California are really critical. And I think in some ways differentiates us slightly than other accelerator programs.
Having 12 weeks where you intensively focus and try to really accelerate what the word is, and not just, it's a structure, it's a roll up your sleeves kind of approach. And that's the role that we take as mentors and as founders. We roll up our sleeves, we get in the trenches with the companies, and we make things happen. And I think I'm a big proponent of not recreating the wheel. A lot of people have done different parts of the startup process. Why recreate the wheel? So I think it's just a very smart way to work and to get started and to move off an inflection point.
Right. It's an intense program.
Yes.
And it's an intense program with intense feedback. And we're direct, and we know you're here for a specific amount of time, and so we're going to give you that direct feedback. And it can be brutally honest at times, but it's also brutally helpful. And that's what gets you back on track and building and no one wants to spend $100,000 on a product development that no one's going to buy. And so this is an opportunity, as Jen mentioned earlier, to do that in a very safe way. Before you go out and spend the $100,000 in the product development piece, get the feedback now in a structured approach with a structured feedback mechanism. And it's a much better thing than going out and spending the $100,000 and trying it on the marketplace.
Right. So even if their first idea doesn't work, we're developing, and that's what people invest in, is people. So even if you come to us with your first idea and it's not the right fit, if you've developed into a good entrepreneur, you'll be back.
Again, I think that's one of the best outcomes of the Accelerator program, because even if this isn't your big idea that's going to be the $10 to $20 million company, at the end of that program, you're going to be in another direction. At least you've learned a lot about yourself and what it takes to build a company. And I think that's another added value that you get out of the program.
And Janice and Jen, one of the things that I noticed about the two founders is that once the company was in the accelerator, they don't want the company to fail.
Right.
So if there was a company, for example, and I'm thinking of specific women, I say because there were women in the group, if there was one woman who's very good at finance, we're going to make sure she gets the help in the marketing or the IP or the legal or vice versa. If someone is, and it seemed to be more people needed help in financial, and the two of you were, I mean, you made sure that those women got their financials up to speed. Absolutely. So.
Should I apply? You know, am I ready, just as you asked? And I say just the process of doing the application and meeting with our team, a vetting team of Galia and Chris and Leslie and Jen and I and Barbara is educational in itself and is helpful. So I think I encourage everyone to at least go through the application process, because in that process you'll get to define and clarify what some of your needs are and also meet incredible people that could help you move the ball forward.